Michelle, hello. Welcome to Tip Tuesday. If you are on live with me, there's a little live red button up here. Please say hi, whether you're watching this live or as a replay. Let me know how you're doing. Tell me what's on your mind. You know, what's in your cup. I'm having some orange juice right now. And water, of course, as always. So glad to be with you guys today. And I just wanted to share a fun little tip. Someone shared this basic idea with me and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. And so I'm super excited about it. So I hope that you guys will enjoy this as well. So today we are going to talk about making ribbon keepers. And you might be like, what are you talking about? This is a really, really cool idea. And it was kind of one of these things that like never crossed my mind. And when I saw it, I was like, oh, this is so cool. And this is something that is particularly great with these new punches. In fact, I was going to look real quick. I forgot to look this up earlier, so let me look it up real quick. So these punches are a set, and it's on the go, I think. Don't hold me to that. Hold on. I want to say it's on the go. Is that what no, they're tags. It's something tags. Sorry, hold on. I'm looking it up for you guys because I forgot to look it up earlier. So these punches are called Tags of Thanks, or let's see, that's what the bundle is. So there is a bundle. It's called the Hole Punch Assortment. That's what it's called. Hole Punch Assortment, which is currently unavailable, but is coming back. So don't worry. You will be able to get it again. So this little trio of punches is a 1/8 inch punch. So you can see this little teeny tiny circle, a 1/8 punch. It is a slide, a little slit punch, and then one that has the little kind of area up above that. So all different types of punches for using to make tags, which is great. So they have lots and lots of purposes, but they're also really great for this little project. So we're going to real quickly take a look at this because you guys are going to love this. So welcome, you guys. So I'm super excited about this because I think this is awesome. So let me show you this. And I haven't finished doing all my ribbon, but I'm totally doing all my ribbon with this because I love it. So this is what it looks like. This is your little keeper. And so this little thing slides around on your spool. You can see it'll go all the way around my circle. It just slides around and keeps my ribbon. So ribbon keeper, yeah. And it holds it, which is really nice. So if you have, it depends on what you have your ribbon in. So here's my example. Like if you have your ribbon in some kind of container, we're just going to pretend like this is not what I keep it in, but let's just pretend. So then you have your ribbon, and this keeps it nice and organized and together, and it doesn't get away from you, which is super nice. So you can see here I have the hole punch, the little one, and then if you have something a little bit bigger and you want to use a little bit bigger hole, you of course could, but this works great with anything that's a small twine style, cord style, or this really thin ribbon. And then the slit, which is this one here, is what I used for all the other ones. Now, I didn't actually use this one for any of them, but that doesn't mean you couldn't. I just, so far, I've only felt like I needed to use one or the other of these. However, that doesn't mean that in the future you wouldn't maybe have like a thicker cord. We have had some of those in the past that are bigger than this little tiny circle is going to work for. So maybe I pull out my 1/2 inch circle, not 1/2 inch, my 1/4 inch circle or something like that, which is a standard punch, and that would work really well. So whatever you need to do adjusting wise, yes, that's what I was saying, Michelle. They're unavailable at the moment, but they will be back. Don't worry. So if you don't have these on hand already, they are coming back in stock. They're just on back order right now. And by the way, there is a new feature that should be starting at some point this week that will allow you to sign up for an email, what am I saying? to be told via email when an item that you want is back in stock. So that is going to be coming up soon this week. So kind of check back. You can go to my shopping page at shamelessstamper.com and kind of watch that, and that'll help you out. So you just put your email in, and it'll tell you when that item is back. So anyway, so we're going to be using these punches today. Like I said, I didn't end up using this one, but we're going to use the other two for sure. And I'm going to just show you how I do these. So here's the thing about this. There's not an exact formula because every ribbon that you get is going to be a little bit different in width. So I'm going to tell you how to do it, okay? So it'll make sense. Okay, so we're going to be using, I use white cardstock for this, and normally speaking, I'm going to use a 1/2 inch strip to make these. There may be exceptions to that. For instance, like I said, that bigger cording, you may need something a little bigger, but probably this will work for almost everything. So 1/2 inch strips of your white cardstock. And then I'm going to grab a little piece of, okay. So I'm going to write it on this. This is just a, let me grab my Sharpie so you guys can hopefully see this nice and thick. Okay, tell me if you guys can't see this for any reason. All right, so what I'm going to do, whatever ribbon I'm looking at, I'm going to look at how wide is this part here. And so a lot of ours are 1/2 inch wide, but there's a few that are different. So for instance, this one, where is it? This one right here, funny enough, even though it's the skinny ribbon, was a little bit bigger than that. It was, I think, an extra like 1/8 of an inch, so it was like 5/8 of an inch wide. So that's what I ended up doing for that measurement instead of 1/2 an inch. But a lot of ours are 1/2 an inch. So you want to go from the outside to the outside. What is that measurement? So for this one, it's going to be 1/2 an inch. Okay, so that's going to be my first one. Then I worry about this way. Now most of our ribbons are the same, and that's just so they all kind of line up, right? So almost all of ours, not absolutely all of ours, but almost all of ours are this 1 1/4 inch. I don't think we have anything, yeah, right now we don't have anything bigger than that. We have had a few in the past that were bigger, but right now, and most of the time ours are 1 1/4 inch. So those are the two important measurements that I need to remember, is 1/2 an inch and 1 1/4 inch. Can you guys see that? Let me zoom in just a little bit, so if I can get this to zoom in. Okay. Can see maybe a little bit better. Okay, and that means I have another 1/2 inch and another 1 1/4 inch. And so that's kind of what I'm looking at. So we've got, yeah, 1/2 an inch, 1 1/4, 1/2 an inch, 1 1/4, right? So that's kind of how that works. So whatever your ribbon is that you're doing, and then you're going to also need a tab on the other side, or you could put it on this side. It really doesn't matter. One side or the other is going to have a little extra piece, and that really doesn't matter how big it is. You could make it like 1/2 an inch, 3/4 of an inch, whatever. As long as it's smaller than this, that's all that matters. Okay. Does that part make sense to everybody that's on here with me right now? I want to make sure I'm explaining this okay. Now I'm going to go through the process so you'll see it. I'm going to do it twice so you'll be able to do this with me. So this one here is 1/2 an inch, but this one here, remember I said when I measured it, I noticed, well, okay, it's 5/8. So for the second one, I'm doing 5/8 and then 1 1/4 and then 5/8 and then 1 1/4 and then my tab. Okay. Now, the important part to this is not just those measurements. You actually have to add a little bit extra to each one of those. And so I'm going to show you kind of what I'm saying about that as far as adding goes. So here we're going to take this little 1/2 inch strip, like I said before, and I'm just using my regular white, not my thick white. And that is what I do recommend. So let me put this, get this where you guys can see. Okay, so can everybody see what I'm doing? I zoomed in. It's totally messing with me. Okay. I'm not used to having my screen so zoomed in. Okay. So, everybody can see me. Okay, so you can probably see my measurements better than normal too, because I am really far zoomed in. So here's our little measurements right here. Okay, so for my first one, I'm going to start at the 1/2 inch. Now I'm going to do it on this side just because it's easier when I first start this. So I'm going to do my 1/2 inch, but instead of doing right at a half, I'm actually going to go one tiny little bit, like a tick over, just a tiny bit. Okay. Oh, and actually, you know what? I take it back. You do want your tab. I apologize. I did make a mistake. You want your tab over here, not over here. That is important. I'm losing my mind. I had 3 hours of sleep last night, you guys, so bear with me. Okay, so you do want your tab. So I'm going to make my tab. Let's just make that like 3/4 of an inch for fun. So I'm going to score at 3/4 of an inch. Okay. So now that I have my tab, I was like, I don't remember doing this earlier. Yeah, that's why. It helps when you've had sleep, right? Okay, so now you can see this score mark. I'm going to mark it just so you guys can see it. Can you see this? My score mark right here is right there. So when I come over here, what I'm going to do is I find my 1/2 inch mark. Okay. Yeah, you guys can see that score line, I think. I'm going to put my score just to the left of this little line. Not on top of it where I would normally put it. I'm going to put it just to the left of it, so that when I make my 1/2 inch mark, it's actually going to end up being just a smidgen bigger than a 1/2 inch. And I mean a smidgen. That way, when I do all the folding, I don't lose any width. Okay. I don't want to make it too much, so I just do it a little bit. So then when I come over here to do my second number, which is 1 1/4, I'm going to put it at the 1 1/4, and then I'm going to, again, go just to the opposite side of 1 1/4. So the left-hand side of the 1 1/4 mark. And I'll score, and I'm going to do that 2 more times. So we've got 1/2 inch, and I'm doing just to the left. And then 1 1/4. So my score line is at 1 1/4, and then just to the left of that. Oh, oops, sorry. This one I'm going to cut, okay? Because I'm done. All right. So I have, and then I'm just doing this as a sample. I did not write on my other ones, okay? I'm just writing on this. So right here I have my tab. I have 1/2 inch and a smidgen, 1 1/4 and a smidgen, 1/2 inch and 1 1/4. Okay, that's the example. Again, not every single one of these is going to be the same. A good portion of them are going to be similar. This 1 1/4 mark right now for all of our current ribbon is that case. Okay, so I'm going to do that one more time because that's my little sample, and I just kind of wanted to show that to you. So I'm going to do it one more time. So I'm going to make a probably about a 3/4 of an inch tab. So that's my starting one, and then I'm going to come here just to the left of 1/2 inch. Just to the left of 1 1/4, just to the left of 1/2 inch, and I'm scoring at each one of these, and then just to the left of 1 1/4, and this time I'm going to cut. Okay, so there's my piece. Now, the next step is, let me show you how this works. So this is going to go around your, goes in here and fits around here, just like this. So you can cut on either of the short ends. It is completely up to you which side you want to do that on. It doesn't really matter. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do our hole punch here. So let me show you. If it's going to go like this, you need your hole punch going, essentially, it's going to be parallel, not perpendicular, parallel to the piece, the long piece itself. So we're going to go from this score line to this score line with this little piece. which is just about right. Honestly, it's going to go all the way, almost all the way to one side to the other. I'm trying to see it. Hold on. Oh, my light is in a weird spot. Give me a minute here. I'm not used to having such bright lights when I do this stuff. Okay, so I'm going from one edge practically to the other. Mine's a little off. That's okay. It doesn't really matter. It'll be just fine. Okay, so then I'm going to take my ribbon. Whoops. It's important if you keep your ribbon. And I'm going to just slide my ribbon in here. Now you could also go down if you prefer, if you want it to be up against it. I'll show you what I'm saying. So if I put this in here like this, why is it stuck? There it goes. Okay. So make sure it's ready. Okay, and taut. So I'm going to glue this together in a second, but let me show you. So as you can see, with it going in this way, it lays down flatter. So if you prefer that, you can do it this way. Or you can do what I did, whichever one you like better. And I'm going to go up through it instead of down through it. So I go up through it. Maybe. Why can I not get this piece right? There we go. So if you go up through it, make sure it's completely on the spool before you close everything, okay? Then when you do close it, it's going to kind of hang a little bit. So when I bring it around, then this kind of will stick out a little bit if it's real close to the end. Do you see that? Okay. So I like it this way. It's just easier to grab a hold of, but you can do either one, okay? So then once you have it like this, then you're going to take your small tab piece. Let me do it this way. And you can either do green glue or your, oops, don't glue this part. That's bad. We don't want to have any glue on our ribbon spool. You just want glue on the tab itself. And then we're going to bring this up here and line it up. Just like that. And now we have our little catch. And this will rotate around our ribbon spool as we need it to. As you use it, you just rotate it around and it goes all the way around, right? So you can bring it, I don't get too close to the end because I don't want it to fall back out that thing, because that's just going to be a pain to try to get it back in there. So I prefer to leave some sticking out. As you can see here, I leave a couple inches sticking out, and that way it's ready to go. I can easily do this, especially if you've got it in a container. Look at that. It just keeps it nice and together as you use it, which is incredible, okay? Love this. This is amazing. I am in love with this. Okay, so then let me show you this one just for the sake of showing it. Now, this one again is a little bit thicker than our previous one. So I used the slit on the other one, but for this one, I'm going to use the circle. So, and for this one, we are doing the 5/8 version. So I'm going to take my tab, and again, it's still only a 1/2 inch wide, but I'm going to take my tab and we're going to make my tab, my piece of paper. We're going to do a 3/4 inch tab, and then we're going to go up here to the 5/8 mark, and then just go over that line. So I want to be just to the left of the 5/8 mark and score. Just to the left of the 1 1/4 mark and score. Again, just to the left of the 5/8 mark and score. And finally, just to the left of 1 1/4 and cut. Okay. And then I'm going to just kind of pre-fold those. And then I'm going to come up here to one of my short ends. It doesn't matter which one, whichever one you want to do. And I'm going to add my little circle. So I'm going to try to get that centered. Does it have to be perfect? Nah. Just do the best you can. All right. And then I'm going to take my twine, whatever kind of skinny ribbon you might have, or cordage or that kind of thing that's on these spools. And we just went ahead and put that in there. We're going to add our, having an issue with this today. Okay, there we go. Add our adhesive, whatever kind of adhesive you want to use. I do recommend using something strong. Okay, and then bam, you're done. And you've got your skinny ribbon also done now. Just like that. Isn't that the coolest technique ever? I am absolutely in love with this. So much. I love it. So this is so cool. So definitely get your hands, as soon as they're available again, get your hands on these punches if you don't already have them. And again, this was the, let me put it in here for you. This is the, I'll put the item number in here. It's called the Hole Punch Assortment. And I will just add that, the item number here in the comments. I'll try to put it in the main thing too. Yeah, different thickness of ribbon. So most of our ribbon, the slit one is going to be enough for that. But these little teeny tiny cordage and things like that, I'm using this little 1/8-inch punch. And again, if you have a thicker cordage that you want to do, I would use a standard hole punch, which is, well, maybe not even a standard, but a standard is very often a 1/4 inch. So a 1/4 inch punch is what I would do for any thicker cordage, which should fit in this as well, because this is a 1/2 inch wide. So that'll work just fine as well. So whatever, remember, just, you got to make sure you measure before you make your little thing, your little piece. But do this with all of your ribbon, and oh my gosh, you're going to be so super happy with how easy it is to use your ribbon. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little Tip Tuesday. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Otherwise, let's see. I need to make a lot of these. Washi tape doesn't keep it. Yeah, see, that's what I was using. I was using washi tape, and it gets okay. I mean, it's what I've done for years. And yeah, but I am now doing this to all my ribbon because I think this is amazing. So kudos to whoever idea this was originally. I have no idea. But I love it, and I am definitely doing it, and these punches are perfect for this. There are a few dies that we've had in the past that could work as well, so if you happen to have one of those die sets that has something like this little tag piece, whatever in it, you could do that too. But these punches are super convenient for this little trick, and of course they're great for tags. Okay, let's see. You're having iced coffee, Jeffrey? That sounds great. I'm actually having orange juice right now. Let's see. You're welcome. Oh, yes, definitely. Share the video because there's lots of people out there that could definitely use this kind of idea for their craft space. So again, I wish I had credit to give to whomever this idea came from. I don't. I apologize. I really don't know who the original was. And even the person that I saw do it, it may not have been her original idea. I don't know. That's the hard part about this stuff. So unless you know the original person, it's very often hard to give credit to those kind of things. But whoever it was, you're a genius. So you're my hero, and I love you, and thank you for coming up with this idea. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 2 p.m. Central Time, live here on Shameless Stamper on Facebook. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you can also see my videos there. They just aren't live on YouTube at this time. So anyway, thank you so much for being with me today, and I will see you guys later. God bless.